Italian. Both my parents are Italian.
So when did they move here?
My mom must have been like 13. My father was a little bit younger. Yeah.
And how has your culture influenced your music?
My dad mostly, because he used to have guitars around the house a lot, and that's where I used to pick up and like I had a little guitar actually. It's a funny story. I used to call it La Bamba, and my brother broke it when we were on vacation, and I cried. I think that's where like I started loving guitar and music from there. Like once he broke it, I was really sad. Really sad.
Is because you were sad that you started loving guitars, or?
I think so. I think they go together, you know? Music and sadness, happiness, all that.
How would you describe your music?
I would say soul, R&B, but I don't want to be too specific in that, just to keep it open a little bit, you know, because I mean things are changing now, you know, so I don't want to be like a Motown artist or anything too specific.
What are your influences?
Really arrays. When I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of heavy music, and then actually Amy Winehouse just kind of switched everything for me, and we were talking about D'Angelo. A buddy of mine showed me him actually somewhere in the studio, and it just kind of changed everything for me. And I just started listening to that.
Instead
of? Heavier music. I mean, I used to really listen to like Tool, Deftones, a lot of heavier stuff, but or even like Jeff Buckley, things like that. It really changed that for me. It was most of my brothers that showed me that also.
Does that still come through in your music though, the heavier stuff?
The heavier stuff, I think so. I think live we tend to, especially with most of the musicians in the band are like rock musicians. Mario, the drummer, he's a great rock drummer, and he's dynamic also, but we can get to 11, yeah, live for sure.
Influences, do you have any influences from Montreal or in Quebec?
In Montreal? You know what, actually there's a funny story. You hear a band called Half Moon Run? Half Moon Run.
I've never heard of them.
No.
Is that your question?
They're great, sort of, yeah. They're sort of like a folk act from here. And I looked them up and everything. They actually jam in the studio here. So I would say them, yeah, for sure.
And
Leonard
so
Cohen also.
Oh, Leonard Cohen as well.
Yeah.
What kind of music is Half Moon Run?
It's like a folk alternative. It's really, they're a trio. I mean, it's really great stuff, really cool stuff.
If you had to pick sort of a genre of music from Quebec that would have influenced you, what would you pick?
From Quebec?
Yeah.
More the folk stuff, just because I think it's really authentic from here, you know? Like, there's definitely good, like, rock acts and all that, but the folk, the original stuff from here, definitely. Yeah, I love the States, I can tell you that.
So, are you influenced by artists from New York?
New York? Well, I know that, like I said, Jeff Buckley was based there, and like there's a lot of good jazz bands. When I went there, I visited once, and I went to Birdland. It's very famous. Jaco Pastorius played there. I think Miles also. It was really, really a great place. Just the atmosphere, you know. Sometimes you get that here in Montreal. I think they do support the arts, you know, like you can get grants and stuff like that, which is really cool.
So you're also influenced by jazz?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
yeah.
Hard rock, jazz,
yeah,
soul.
Even it was crazy. I was thinking about today. Even movies, let's say, like I can be really like if I watch a Woody Allen flick or something, it can trigger something, you know, because hitting like an E chord on a guitar doesn't always do it for you, you know. So you gotta find different ways to express yourself.
And why would you say that you're more influenced by American artists rather than artists from here?
Just because sort of what I think of the States, everything's so different and diverse. I mean, there's New York, there's LA, and those are two different, you know, places. I mean, LA is a lot of rock, you know, in New York there's a lot of soul, a lot of jazz, a lot of everything. But it's really the folk, the whole South and everything. I mean, Southern rock, amazing.
So, did you listen more to like American music as a child, like your father's guitars and records, that kind of stuff?
Well, actually, listen to a lot of Van Morrison and a lot of Beatles and Zeppelin, which is not exactly American. But yeah, I love it. They like to reinvent themselves a lot. I think the Americans. So it's yeah.
All right.
I simply try to think of someone else, but you're in charge on my mind. Well, my knees are giving, your life forgiving, no point of living. You'll see, yeah, if you follow my lead, baby.